So we're going to move on to night 2. You have Dookie, or I'm going to call him Dookie because
he's not a Dookie. He's a Doki.
Dookie and El Desperado taking on Michael Oku and Robbie X. I am not familiar with Robbie X, but he's definitely going to be better than Doki. So
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So then you have Hiromu Takahashi and Sonata taking on the Young Guns. Again, I am unfamiliar with the Young Guns. It's the tag team from REV Pro Wrestling. I am not familiar. Obviously, one of them has one of the championships over there, but I am not familiar. But I think from what I've read about them, I think this is going to be a high speed, high intensity kind of tag match, especially with Sonata and Hiromu in there. I think that's what the kind of style match we're going to see here.
That being said, I really hope that we see that level out of Sonata. Sonata does seem to be not really laid back, but like he does seem to.
Well, I think he's going to be the grounded one of them of the three of them.
100%.
Yeah. And this is now one of the feature matches I want to see because the winner of this match moves on the IWGP Women's Tournament to go to, I think it's October 23rd.
Yeah.
And they were going to face Kairi from Stardom, formerly of the WWE. I'm excited for this because these two women, I've watched a good bit of Jazzy Gabbard stuff over the last couple of years, just hearing about her and just this powerhouse woman of a wrestler. I am very unfamiliar with Ava White. The few highlights I've seen of her, I think I'm like, okay, she's going to be impressive. There's a reason they're picking these two women to be part of this tournament. If they weren't good, they would not be part of this tournament, 100%. And they will be featured as I think probably one of the most featured matches on that October 23rd card for Stardom. So it's going like one of these women, both these women have got to be at a certain level if they're in this. And as far as I know, Jazzy Gabbard has wrestled Stardom, I think, as alpha female.
I don't know for sure.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think she has a history in Stardom. I could be wrong. I could be just crazy for all I know. From here, we get Gabriel Kidd, Shota Umino, Ricky Knight Jr., and FTR taking on Gideon Gray, the Great Okan, Will Ospreay, and Aussie Open. Again, the 10 of these men, I think, are going to have just a banger of a contest. And it could be a revenge kind of match for FTR if they end up losing their belts to Aussie Open.
That's true. That is very, very true. Let's hope that that's not the case. We need some more gold in United Empire, I think.
I would love to see Aussie Open take it, but... And then you have Hikuleo, Hiroshi, Tanahashi, and Tama Tonga taking on Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Jay White. Again, this is a second match to what we talked about from the first night's match, just minus Gato and Yato. But again, it's just going to be the feud between Tama Tonga and Jay White really leading this match, I think.
I was going to say, I feel like... Tama and Jay would be the primary concern in that. Carl and Tanahashi, even though they've already had their feud, I feel like that would probably be a secondary thing. And the thirds aren't.
What about the feud between Carl and the Hickey Man? Come on, they're gonna go after that title, raising that belt. Come on. You know it's gonna happen. Come on. And in another feature match of the evening, it is going to be Kazuchika Okada taking on Big Dad Tito, baby. I look for this after seeing that match Tito had with Minoru Suzuki. I think he's going to have and all the work he's done with Okada through the tour. This is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I think
100%. These two are going to have a good one. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Hiroshi taking the Stone Pitbull, taking on, I think, the person
neck in that picture, no neck.
I think this is the one person that might be able to break a stone, if you catch my drift. This is a woman I think might be able to break the Stone Pitbull. This is going to be hard hitting. It's going to be brutal, and I'm excited as hell.
Oh yes, because we know the tendency of Ishii. Ishii is not going to stop. You are really quite literally going to have to put him down, literally, for him to actually stop coming. And we've seen it happen a handful of times with Ishii. As far as I'm aware, though, I believe that Ishii doesn't have a terribly good amount of luck when he performs in Rev Pro and in the UK. So but I'm
Not
also
sure there.
I'm pretty sure. I think the last time that I saw Ishii in the UK was against Kenta for the Never Openweight title. I honestly don't remember if Kenta won that match or not, but I know he knocked Kenta out in that match. Yeah, this is gonna be a slobber knocker, as JR would say. I don't know how that's gonna go.
And finally, the main event for night 2. It's not listed here because I put this together with the cards that I found. It's also going to be a number 1 contenders match for the U.S. Championship. Tetsuya Naito taking on the man who's in his home country, Zack Sabre Jr. I thought before that I watched the end of the final night of the Burning Spirit tour that I thought Zack Sabre Jr. had this on lock, because again, with the loss to Naito at the G1, I really thought this is just going to be his crowning moment, but I don't know anymore. I still want Zack to win to get Ospreay versus Sabre Jr. for the U.S. title, but I could see Naito winning this now because with the U.S. title shot on the line.
Yeah, it's very hard to say which way this one's going to go. Obviously, being an LIJ fan, I'm going to try to call for Naito, especially being that he doesn't want to compete necessarily in the G1s going forward. This could be one of his last potential hoorahs to kind of get all
none of that's official, him retiring G1. That's just talk. It's not official
yet.
Yeah,
but you never know. I mean, Naito is getting up there in age. Zack Sabre Jr. just a little bit younger than him. You never know how it's going to go in Rev Pro. I'm going to stop rhyming now.
Before we get out of here, I know this is a long episode.
She's a lengthy one.
We're going to